And we are live. Hey, Manana Namas family. I am coming to you a little bit later today, but here we are. It is the 1st of June, and I wanted to check in with some folks. And I thought, launching Pride Month and all those things, I thought, wow, I could throw equity in the title. That would work, equity. And it's kind of my own little silly joke, but I've been hearing this a lot lately. I'm going to say, my goodness, in the last week for sure. The last month, yes, even over the last fiscal quarter. As an agency, I have heard the term equity partner used quite a bit. Now, I'm going to throw this into a little bit of a spin and talk about where we're going from. There's Thomas. Hey, Thomas, good to see you, man. I'm glad to see that you showed up here. First off, yeah, Thomas got it already. So if you're here, comment, tell me where you're at, where you're from, just say hi. It's totally cool. And I'll try and interact with you. I'll see the comments come up. But what I wanted to talk about today, and here's a news flash for you. I intend on, just for the month of June, I'm not going to commit long-term here, but for the month of June, I'm going to go live every day, just like I did during the pandemic. I'm just going to go live every day with a short message, a short something. Not long, nothing crazy, but today I want to talk about this whole equity partnership thing. I keep hearing this, and as an agency, I remember back 2005, 2006, 2007. So I don't know if you guys remember that whole thing, if you can put your mind back in that space. Heidi and I, we got married 2002. We bought a house for our honeymoon and we moved for our honeymoon. We didn't travel anywhere. I love it too, man. I love it too. It's good to see you. We bought a house for our honeymoon and we moved into that in Denver. And I don't know how many people are aware of this, but the economic turn down that everyone says was 2008, it actually hit Denver in 2005. So we bought the house and it seemed like right after we bought the house, like right when we thought we were going to refinance the house and get out of our adjustable rate mortgage and all that stuff that young couples do, we found that we didn't have any equity in this house. We found that the house was worth $50,000 less than what we bought it for. And as time went on, it got worse. So Storage Tech was right near where our house was. Storage Tech was this technical business park that was really close to us. And as all these online, as the online bubble burst, you guys remember that the tech bust, when that happened, like jobs in my neighborhood just vaporized. And all of these houses that we bought at the top of the market, for that time, they lost a tremendous amount of value. And my wife and I, we went through that. We went through that whole thing right then and there in Denver. Now, as employment dried up for me and I was working in the automotive industry and things were really slowing down, I thought, well, I can't keep working 12, 14 hours a day in the automotive world and not making any money. Like, this is crazy. I can't even sell an oil change. Nobody's maintaining anything because nobody has any money. So I did some research and I found a position in Albuquerque, and that's when me and my wife moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it was almost like the economic downturn just never happened, right? So we moved down there, got a job, started making six figures again right away. Things were moving and grooving pretty good. And so I thought we had escaped, but we didn't. That's when the economics of, the nation caught up. So 2007, 2008, people remember that. Now, when I started Manana No Mas, officially Manana No Mas was started in 2008, but it really did start in 2007. There were a lot of people that were broke and they're like, man, I got a great idea for a business, but I need a website. Man, I just don't have any money. Could you help me put this together? And I'll cut you in on the back end. I'll cut you in for this. You could be an equity partner. And you would hear these terms all the time. People were throwing around business terms, but they weren't really in business. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? So as people more and more and more started to come through this. Hey, Aya, good to see you. Man, I should start coming online more often when it's late. Seems like you folks are up. Maybe I should grab a beer out of the fridge and we should make this a little party. But more and more people were coming to me from this perspective of, I got this really great idea. I just need your help with this. And I was building websites super cheap. So, that's back in the $1,200 and $1,500 days, right? So I was like, I can make you a 5-page website and some e-commerce in it and this, that, and the other thing. $1,500, HTML site, WordPress site, Joomla. I was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing yet, right? But here I was trying to launch this agency, and because of the economics, I'm crying too. Because of the economics, people just weren't coming to the table to write checks. They're coming to the table saying, well, are you willing to work for free for me? And I'll cut you in on the back end. Well, here's the problem with equity partnerships. If someone has a great idea, but someone else is doing all the work, they're not really vested in their own success. They're not vested in their own project. I'll be right there. They're not vested in their own project. And so when they're not vested in their own project, they lose interest and they fade away. And right now, I am seeing these same things happen. As you guys, if we're already connected online, if we're already connected on LinkedIn, you know that you're going to get a message from me that's going to say, hey, would you prefer to connect on, a sales-free icebreaker call? And that's simple, right? Do you want to connect on a sales-free icebreaker call? And if you say, yeah, we'll hop on Zoom, we'll talk for 15 minutes or so, and we'll figure out, do I like you? Do you like me? What are you into? Do you like mountain biking? What projects are you working on at work now? It says you're in real estate. Do you have any big projects going? Can I share any links for you? Is there anyone on my list that you need to meet or talk to? And I think that's a great way to network and get to know some folks without having to hammer on people and sell them all the time. So as I'm doing this, again, when I started this little live, I said, I've seen it definitely in the last week. The last week, it's been crazy. Last couple of weeks, yes. Over the last fiscal quarter, absolutely. But the terms keep coming up. It's these pseudo business terms. Do you want to be an equity partner? Can you invest in my proposition? Can I show you my prospectus? And, I don't know what you know about WordPress agencies, but I'm just some dude that makes websites, right? I'm not a micro investor. I'm not a macro investor. I'm not one of these, angels. None of that. I'm a dude that I have a small group of people that I work with, and we make top-notch membership and learning sites. And because we make these top-notch learning and membership sites, people know that we can do online courses, memberships, communities, e-commerce. I can sell ebooks. I can, make these shopping carts to sell hard goods along with the courses. And so everyone has these ideas. Everybody's got an idea, right? So people bring these ideas to me, and I almost feel like I'm in the Shark Tank. And they're going, hey, my name's John. I got a great idea, and I would like to steal 50 hours of your time for free for 5% ownership and 20% profit in perpetuity. In perpetuity of what? Well, what is 20% of nothing? Because right now, you got nothing. And so these are these things that come to me all the time. And I think this is going to be a fun month where we're going to be able to jump on. And if you remember, I keep talking like everyone's been following me for 5 years. If you're new to Kurt Von Ahnen, if you're new to Manana No Mas, I apologize. During the pandemic, I got online almost every day. And I would say things like, you got to find the opportunities within the obstacles. You got to find the silver lining on these clouds. We have to find a way to be positive in a negative brain space. We got to find a way to make these things happen. We have to find a way. And folks, sometimes find a way isn't asking someone else to work for free. Sometimes find a way is picking up another side hustle so you can raise that $3,000 and have your website professionally built. Sometimes it is getting a proof of concept done on someone's 3D printer, but instead of asking them to print that for you for free, figuring out what you can do for them in trade. When I started down the entrepreneur path, there were so many experiences that came through my 56 years of life And I was able to look at all these things I've done. And when someone says, hey, like, I'm not graphical. I am really not good at inventing art. Like my logo, I hired someone to make that logo. I can make awesome things with that logo, but I don't have the mental aptitude to make something abstract, from nothing. And so other people can. And in those situations, if I don't have the finances, or I don't want to let go of those finances, I'll go to that person. I'll say, hey, look, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I've got these other skills. I've got this, I got that. Do you want to do a trade? Do you want to do a merger? Do you want to, do you want access to my circle and I get access to your circle? Like in podcasting, do you want to do a podcast exchange, right? So both people are vested in the success of that exchange. There's got to be a win-win. Folks, the economy is not looking great. It's not looking great. But here's the secret. I'm going to get closer. I want to get closer. Here's the secret about a bad economy. Some people do really, really good in a bad economy. So figure out what your opportunity is within the obstacle. Just figure it out. Just figure it out. Take a moment, slow down, take a breath, have a cold beer, glass of wine, I don't know, whiskey sour, whatever makes you happy, cup of coffee, cappuccino. I like cappuccino. When I went to Italy, they used to make fun of me because I drank cappuccino afternoon, right? Because they don't drink cappuccinos afternoon. I say, "Addio cappuccino per favore," and they would just laugh at me, Americano, right? Anyway, what I'm getting to is take a moment, figure it out. What is the opportunity within the obstacle right now? Folks, people are gonna come to you crazy desperate. The worse the economy gets, everybody's gonna have a side hustle idea, and everybody's gonna want a website, and everybody's gonna want social media marketing, and everybody's gonna want access to your email list, and everybody's gonna want, and they're all gonna want to, what can they get? What can they get? What can they get? And you gotta figure out, what can we share? What can we share? That's it. That's all I got today. Sounds good, right? About 13 minutes. We'll go with 13 minutes today. Folks, I'm going to go live every day. I'm going to try different times of the day. It is almost 6 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock p.m. here in California. Maybe I'll do a morning one tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm going to go live every day. For Thomas, I love that you jumped in right away and you reminded me that I've got this deal going on with comments. So I'm totally awesome that you were able to do that. I'm thrilled to have you there. If we're not already connected, Aya, go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn, and maybe we can do a quick conversation, get to know each other. Folks, other than that, I am about to bounce out of here. Have yourself a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow.